Hello there, it's the 30th of April 2020 and here you are with Dan in Essex, UK. So today I'm going to be making a video showing you what you can plant out towards the end of May. So the reason why I'm saying this is because here in the UK towards the end of May is when we can generally say that we will not be getting any more frosts until the following autumn. So if you're going to put tender plants out, you want to make sure that it's safe to do so because you don't want to be losing them to a frost. There we go. So I've got some plants behind me. We can talk a little bit about these and I'll tell you a little bit about the approach I'm taking with each one. So here goes. Right, now we'll start here with these dwarf beans, and these are variety tender green. Now these are a bush variety, and what that means is they grow into little bushes about 2 feet high, something like that. And this is really handy because you don't have to grow them up canes like you would climbing varieties, and these are particularly good because they can crop in as little as 7 to 8 weeks. So I probably sowed these about 3 weeks ago, something like that. So all being well, I might be getting crops in 5 or 6 weeks from these. So they're a very, very good thing to grow dwarf beans. Right, so here I've got early sweet F1 sweet corn. Now one good thing about this is it's an early variety, and we all love a bit of sweet corn, don't we? Nice and boiled, looks really nice on the plate. So this is an early variety once again, so that's another reason I've chosen to use these. And I have here Market More cucumbers. Now I love growing cucumbers, and one thing about Market More is they're a very easy variety to grow because what you can do is just plant them out, leave them outside. You don't need to grow them up canes or trellis or supports. They'll simply just grow all over the ground, no problem at all, and reward you with great crops. So if you want a nice easy crop to grow, Market More cucumbers could be it. Now I've got variety Big Max pumpkins here, which I actually got the seeds from Aldi. So I've got 4 plants here. Now these are meant to produce rather large pumpkins indeed. So I'm growing pumpkins this year, and pumpkins take up quite a lot of space, okay? They're big vines and they're very hungry as well, so you need a lot of organic matter in the place in which you're going to grow them. So I'm growing a nice variety of melons this year. Now we'll go from right to left. Blacktail Mountain, Petit Gris de Ros, Sweet Granite, 5 Desserts. Now, these are bitter melons, so we'll talk about these. Now, these are sweet melons, okay? So, watermelons, and these are, I can't think right now exactly how you would describe what these are, but they're sweet melons, okay? So, very, very nice. I've grown watermelons here in the UK before. I've got a playlist on that list. A playlist if indeed you are interested, so there we are. Now bitter melons, so these are very much a curiosity and a very, very interesting thing to grow. I'll let you take a look at the plants here. They look really well, they all look lovely, don't they? Really, really healthy. But we'll focus on these for a moment. So I grew these successfully about probably 2 or 3 years ago, something like that, and I haven't duplicated my success, if you will, but this year I intend to do so. So I'm going to be doing videos on this subject, but bitter melons are said to have beneficial properties for people who have diabetes, so I suggest you do some research on them, and they grow readily here in the UK. Now one issue you can have with bitter melons, okay, is getting them to germinate. So what I advise people to do is to buy seeds from a variety of sources, okay? That way hopefully you'll get, let's say if you buy them from 5 sources, if you get one source that germinates, great, you know, but it's really frustrating if they don't. The source that I got them from last year, they didn't germinate, but these ones have. So just, you know, look around eBay, look around Amazon, that sort of thing, and hopefully you'll find them. But bitter melons, if you want a curiosity, you know, quite interesting to grow. They go by different names. Bitter melon, bitter gourd, I think Filipino people call them empalaya. So yes, lots of intriguing different things there. So melons require a really, really nice temperature in order to thrive, okay, which is one reason why I didn't do so well with melons last year as I had done in years before that. So you don't really want to be going below 20 degrees C, okay, when you're trying to grow melons. So ideally they grow well in a polytunnel, this includes the bitter melons as well, or indeed a greenhouse. And when you water them, you want to be water them using tepid water, okay? So there you go. That's the progress on the melon project so far this year. Right, over here you can see some chilli plants. Now these are variety Onavec, there and there, okay? Now one good thing about the fact that they're still in these pots is they haven't made a massive size yet, which they may well could have had I put them in bigger pots. So I sowed these actually last December. And of course you don't want them to get too big too early, simply because the plants could be rather large and the weather won't be suitable to put them outside. So you've got to be careful with those things. So down here you can see I have some courgettes variety Zucchini. Now one reason why I chose this variety is because once again they're said to be able to crop in as little as 7 to 8 weeks. So I've chose early cropping varieties of many things. Now I have tomatoes here, variety Sun Gold.